Hello, I am here with Theresa today. And Theresa is in the comeback seat and she's going to share her journey with us. And it's quite the journey. And Theresa, tell the listeners a little bit about you today.
My name is Theresa Raymond, and I am 57 years old, and I was diagnosed with cancer in 2021.
So not that long ago, and you look fantastic. Not
Yeah.
57 years old, you look great, zero wrinkles.
Really good genetics.
Nice. So you were diagnosed with what kind of cancer in 2021?
I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. It's just the generic colon cancer. I don't even know what's in it. And it's adenocarcinoma, I believe. Just the generic everyday colon cancer.
How did you have symptoms? What kind of symptoms did you have?
So I'll share if you don't mind. I'll go back and tell you
Please do.
how things happened. In July of 2021, I was prescribed just did food. Just loaded it, just comfortable. I think I went to Starbucks to grab something to eat. Starbucks is not involved. And it was like I just had cigarette all day. And by the end of the day, I realized I wasn't even passing gas all day. I knew I was bloated up. And I know this is kind of uncomfortable to talk about, but I think you should hear it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I felt really uncomfortable. I wasn't passing gas. And at some point when I got home at the end of the day, I laid down and was just going to try to sleep it off, whatever it was, and then I started throwing up. And again, really getting worse and worse. And the throwing up was just not passing gas either. So I'm stubborn, so I was just going to lay there and sleep it off. And my husband thankfully called his emergency physician line, and they said, you need to take her to emergency. Whoa. So we go to the emergency room, and I was there all night in the hallway. And really uncomfortable. They were giving me heavy dose medication to take the pain away, and it wouldn't work. I couldn't.
They're wanting you to release whatever your bloatedness
And
is.
they did a CT scan, and they couldn't quite tell exactly what it was, but they started asking me, she said, "You've been losing a lot of weight. Do you have blood in your stool? Do you have this?" They're asking me all the questions, and I know they're leading towards cancer. And no, I'm a vegetarian, I drink tea, I don't smoke, all the things. And they were like, "Well, I think we're going to admit you." And they put me on some heavy dose antibiotics. And then I was there for probably 3 days, and they said, "We can't release you until you pass gas or you actually go to the bathroom," because if they want me to back in blood. But my whole life, I've always been very uncomfortable going to the bathroom.
Yes.
In a public place, always. And so I would rather drive home to go.
You wanted to go home and you're scrubbed
in your
hospital.
And so after the heavy dose antibiotics, probably for about 3 days, then I think it was like finally things were starting to move, and I did actually start to pass gas. I was like, okay, I feel like I'm getting better. When I ate something that day, and things were moving away. I hadn't eaten for 4 days. And then they said, if you don't start to get better by tomorrow morning, we're going to do a colonoscopy, just a really quick one. That's why we have the colonoscopy. But they weren't able to do it. They didn't do it because I started to pass gas. And then I said, I really just think I'm going to go home to me and I comfort my own home and then to take to them. So they did let me go, but they said, you have to, because there's something, we think you either have colitis or we think you have diverticulitis, which you can see on the CT scan. So we're working diagnosis for colitis. So I think at this point, I didn't think I was pretty sure. Nobody in my family, nobody on either side.
And you're vegetarian, so you're healthy.
All these things. I've only been a vegetarian for 10 years, but I'm like,
Yeah. You take care of your body.
Right. So I was thinking I was fine.
And this doesn't run in your family. Okay.
Not at all.
And what's colitis?
It's just inflammation of the large intestine.
Okay.
So I just decided to the colon. So I went they scheduled me for colonoscopy on September 8th. I'm going to get the dates wrong. The Thursday was my colonoscopy, so the Friday before, so whatever that date was, in September. I got a good family friend, so it's actually my brother-in-law's mother, passed through stage 4 cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad. She took a very natural route for treatment, and it wherever they was working. So my brother-in-law had flown up from California to his mom. She passed. And then on Sunday, we got a phone call that my brother-in-law fell down on my sister's stairs. His sister's stairs.
Oh my gosh.
And he died on Sunday. And then on Thursday, I go in for a colonoscopy, and he says it could be a couple of different things. And then when I come out, and mind you, this is COVID time, so my husband can't go with me. I'm in this
You're by yourself.
I'm in this bed by myself. I am not with him. He's waiting down on the car for me. Doctor comes back and says, you have a very large tumor. You couldn't get very far in the colon, and you need to get this out as soon as possible. And he said, I'm calling the surgeon right now. I'm going to make an appointment. And he scheduled me an appointment for the following, I think, Wednesday.
So you had a, what is this?
Thursday.
So you had to wait another week?
Yeah. I think it might have been 2 weeks, but it was pretty quick, though,
Yeah.
I mean, considering.
So, and COVID times, everything was pushed
Right.
off and off, so it must be, let's get her in now, stat.
Yeah.
It's two to stat.
I was scared. So, kind of what just heard.
Yeah,
Like, what?
and then you're by yourself.
And they give you the pictures. It looks terrible. Like, what was he in the first place
Yeah.
at all? Because that thing it was so big. Like, there was only a tiny spot. Things get past.
Did you text your husband or did you just go down there? Or how did you?
The doctor already called him and already prepared him. And then standing in line in the elevator because they're taking us back elevator. And I had given feedback to all the healthcare providers. I'm looking at people like stop waiting for the elevator.
Yeah.
Because the person waiting in the elevator with me was somebody over.
Oh my God.
And just here for their 15th day. I'm like, well, I might have just gotten the worst news of my life.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh crap, I've got to get ahead of this, call my boss now, and I've got to tell everybody. And
Now you're like past what you wanted to process and take time to
right.
do. Now you're having to face it immediately.
Yeah.
No chill.
And I just know that it's something big, and I know something has to come up in denial and such.
Yeah.
But I think I know it probably is because all of my blood tests, like the C test, it's like a blood marker. Colon cancer doesn't show up in that one, and my blood was always within the normal lines, always, the whole time, even now.
So you're a mystery.
So, but I learned that whatever it is doesn't necessarily throw off the protein as soon as we picked up in that. So they're trying to find new ways to discover colon. And I got to be part of the study.
Oh.
So that was really important to me. I really felt very good about that. So.
So but you're in a tumor phase, you don't know exactly yet.
Yeah.
So you wait the 2 weeks, you go in. How long is the surgery for?
Well, I go in, that's just the constant. I'm thinking I'm having surgery.
Oh no.
I had no idea. So then they're like, okay, well, I need to get this out as soon as possible. I thought we were like literally get going with the surgery, but of course not. So you got to prepare your body. So it's basically colonoscopy, that's what it is. And so he was great. That doctor was great. He got scheduled within a month.
Were you able to take your husband to this consult? Oh my gosh, this is one of the things that's heartbreaking.
I don't we were allowed to.
No, I don't think so.
So the only time he got to go with me was right when I was pregnant for surgery. Like he was being in the room with me, but I could wait inside the hospital, but I couldn't necessarily leave. And then when I was in the hospital, even in July, I could only have one guest at a time or two guests. You can have two guests. So it's not like you could have I couldn't even have my whole family there.
Yeah.
So I had October 15th. Before the surgery, they called me and said, oh, we gotta have a urologist there because they need to make sure your ureters are not like that. But then they called me and said, well, now I'm sobbing. I'm sobbing my face in because I'm thinking, you just only have to get this out. So we had a date for me to touch back. So I called Jeanette. She's at the Cancer Institute. It's some cancer, and she did, and she got everything done and scheduled. And I was scheduled again.
Are you friends with Janet to this day?
I mean, I no, but I was not to the hospital. I'm like, I want to find her.
You should. That's amazing.
She,
I love those angels.
She was fantastic. I have called her since and just thanked her. But it was just doing. She was fantastic. She was there. We asked questions, so I asked her. She got me scheduled. I got in, had my surgery, came out of surgery. Everybody in the hospital, she's fantastic. I had a decent recovery. Another miracle of miracles that happened is as I was getting ready to be checked out of the hospital, we have nurses. One of them does rounds on the weekend at the hospital to help people check out. She happened to be helping one of the nurses on my floor and came in and helped me check out.
Oh,
She had no idea why I was there. Because we're at times, yeah, everybody's up chatting in the office.
okay.
So she came up to me. I mean, that was
Another angel in your
yes, another
corner. Yeah.
And so I had a pretty picture perfect recovery. Everything went really well from that point forward. Started chemotherapy. And
So they confirmed that this was cancer.
yeah, yeah. Then they test the tumor. And
They do all of this. How long did that all take?
About.
Okay, so you're on a fast track.
Yeah.
Back in COVID.
Right. I think it was pretty good. It didn't take too long for me to get the diagnosis, but I think it still just wasn't. It is so important, I think, to have somebody go with you to appointments and hear it, because I don't think you're prepared to hear it when you're in the fog of, oh my God.
So you want your best friend then?
Right.
You want your
Yes.
soulmate then?
Yes. Yes. So then apparently told me it was cancer before, but I don't think I guess I don't think I and so, but once the tumor came back and told me it was stage 3C, that scared. They found cancer 2 lymph nodes, which that means because it's stage 3 and they found it lymph nodes, you need to have chemotherapy. So then they referred me to an oncologist. So I'm an oncologist. I started what they call adjunct chemotherapy, and it was so just before Thanksgiving. The first thing he says is, you're going to have this oxaliplatin. I cannot remember the name of the other one started to see, but there's 2 chemotherapies. One of them's an infusion, which you just get on a slow drip for several hours, and you have to go to the hospital to do it or whatever to do it. And then I also needed to take these giant horse pills. That's the whole surface. 4 and 4 after, and 4 every week. And then you have 1 week off. So it's like 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So you have infusion treatment, and then you take the horse pills every day along with horse pills every day, and then you get 1 week you don't have infusion, you don't have to do it. Then you go backwards. So that's
So you that 1 week where you didn't have to do anything.
yeah.
And at this, you told your boys,
My daughter and
your daughter,
before the surgery.
how did they react to it?
I think
And I'll tell the listeners how old they were at the time. Early 20s.
yeah, my son was in Schmecker. So Morgan was 24, and Dylan was 19. So,
And how to take the news.
I think my daughter in Portland, so I mean, for her, see her a lot, but she now for this for a little while and staying with us. But I think she's really positive. She was like, no, it's gonna be fine. And I think Dylan felt the same way, but I can read Dylan's face a little.
Yeah, they're worried.
He's concerned. He probably just because he can feel more scared.
Yeah.
He knows it.
And he's still in his teens, so he's processing it a little bit different.
Yeah, but I think he also felt like it's gonna be it's gonna be
And safe near Blair, how they all of you are there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I probably took more time off. I chose to.
And you took time off during all of these treatments?
I took time off during the infusion treatments. I tried to come back after the first one, but I will tell you, I felt pretty bad.
Yeah,
The week of the infusion treatments, I was done. So then I started to take that week off every time.
you knew it would hit you.
Yeah.
And then things were happening during those infusions.
I don't know, just things you try not to remember, but I've since talked to somebody else who said they had remember that like your jaw kind of hurts right after you have the infusion when you're trying to eat. You can't have any like regular temperature water. Your hand can't reach to the refrigerator with your bare hands after infusion because your hands will be freezing cold.
So it's a sensation thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of sensation. And then for me, because I was allergic to the infusion location, I also had swelling the night of infusion treatment, and I didn't know that was a thing. And then also you're very just and for me, all my muscles all like randomly feel like
Nerves.
I'm guessing, but I really don't know for sure, but it would be weird. Like muscles would twitch, and then
Did it feel like lightning in there too?
not really like maybe just more like random twitches in like still places in your body. Like that's odd.
Yeah.
But when the person she brought it up, it's like, oh yes, that was awful. Like you had it probably 3 bites before it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like, it's not. It's more back here.
So it's by your eardrum where it really is.
It's kind of like
uncomfortable.
Sour. Like we have something sour.
Interesting.
This is really sour.
Did you drink your tea at the time?
I did. I still drink my tea.
And to those, she's a tea addict.
Smith tea, Bez specifically.
And we will promote them. I will
Wait,
contact you to get
What
sponsors.
Yeah, I ordered like 100 sachets of it.
Where the
They're out of Portland.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah. I'll put a link.
I know. Sorry, I didn't ask them for
No, it's just okay. Yeah. How do we disclaimer right now?
I know, but I do love it. So that was starting infusion was frightening, and of course, then you go through Thanksgiving, so it wasn't in the mood for drinking. I certainly wasn't a cook. We had Chinese.
No.
Okay. And chemo, as you go through it, and like you have your body has to chemos to enrich your body. Now, good news is, while I'm going through this, they're testing my blood. Part of this test, it was called.
Who's signed you up for the study? How did you hear about it?
The doctor did.
Okay.
So the oncologists and the nurses in their office, they said, do you want to participate? I'm like, yes. So what they do is they test your particular tumor, and then they're looking for that DNA, that blood. And so they tested me, but I didn't get the results until 2 weeks after I started chemo, and I never had that DNA circulating in my blood. So of course I questioned, should I have done chemotherapy? But like my mom says, what if and then it delayed it, and now things are worse. So just have to make the best decision for your body. That's
right. And what was this called, the study?
Signatera.
Okay.
And they are some of it now. And I wasn't the only one studying, of course. They had, I think, about 2 weeks. But they test you every 2 weeks, testing for that. You get blood tests a lot when you're going through cancer. I don't think we're supposed to know what's in our blood every couple of weeks. I just don't think we should know. And that was a roller coaster of emotions. You're finding blood work too, but they're just doing it to make sure that it's not damaging our heart or kidneys. So, because chemo is hard. So, I understand the reason to do it, but I also think you're not meant to.
Yeah.
So, that's a bit of a challenge, but got through it. I only needed 4 treatments. I told her birthday's the end of January. What I'm going to get her for her birthday is I'm going to be cancer free.
Oh, yeah.
She's like,
right.
And I know I'm going to grow up adult, like 53, when hard it is on your mom. I know, of course, it's really hard on my mom. But the benefit was I called her every day and said, Mom, I waked up every day. Or I text her, I waked up today. I think in our relationship, I mean, not that it's ever not strong, but it's stronger. I think just every single day I get to tell her. So that my mom, she just texts me. She's young. She just got one of the gifts today. I'll share a picture of her later. So that's you can see where the genes go. Anyway, so she told me about the diagnosis of cancer for me. I'm glad she didn't tell me until later. I will say that going through chemotherapy, like
You did.
weren't able to happen.
Well, that's good. You're like a positive.
Yeah. But I had this just emotions, and I don't know if it was that, it was like self-preservation. Just go yourself, like you got. Yeah. So I think just
Fight or flight mode, and fight.
And then, so my last treatment, I think, was January 17th, my last infusion, my last pill I took. So I'm like super excited to get like definitely cancer free by now. That's my goal. Yeah. So I told this to and Jeanette was that those pills that I took. Yeah. I just told myself it's just strawberries. Just swallowing 4 strawberries. Okay. That's it. It's just 4 strawberries. 4 strawberries. That's all you got. You can do it. And that's how I got through the pills. Because
you were your own little cheerleader. Because you can't put horse pills into your food and digest them like we do our dogs.
And you can't chop up chemo. You can't cut chemo.
Oh my gosh.
That's the guy. So
weight have you lost at this point?
By the time I got to the end, I think I lost. I actually weighed myself, but I probably lost 60 pounds. 60?
Because you're not wanting to eat.
No.
You don't even crave strawberries while you're saying strawberries? No. It's... Okay.
No, and then actually you're also like thinking, like, what did I put that would cause cancer in the place? And so now you're overreacting. Now I'm overreacting to what goes in. And it's so hard to help me, but at some point the nutritionists are like, hey, chicken nuggets make you happy, and that's what I'm craving. Chicken nuggets is basically this called just nutrition in your body because nutrition helps you fight too. Yeah. So I kind of like tortilla chips. That's what it's like today. Or have the dark chocolate. That's what makes me happy. So I kind of went off the vegetarian diet, had to. I mean, I was probably consuming 600 calories a day. So I just didn't feel it. No. And then nothing sounded good. And it sounded good. I thought it was not really good for me, but I had to let go of it in order to keep my body functioning. Right. So, at some point in January, my husband has 5 sisters. Okay. And he's the only teenager in my life. There wasn't a boy any sisters. So he's the oldest. I've got 5 sisters. And January the 17th, 18th was my last treatment. I think it was the 17th. It was either 17th. I can't remember the dates, but I know it's like whatever it is that like Sunday or Monday right before my infusion. Get another call last week. Oh my god. So, and at this point, I have no more tears because we're numb. We're like the span of 5 months. Lost 2 young family members, and I'm in the middle of a cancer, right? It's like we don't want anymore. Yeah. What's going on? And so I'm like, well, I'll be damned if I don't get cancer. I'm going to be the success story of this family. That's it.
And how was your faith at this point?
Getting better. I would say you don't know how much you appreciate God until you are fighting for your life. Right. And that's where daily, thanking Him for it. Yeah. Also,
and negotiating, I'm sure. We did a lot of, be like, give me this, and I'll do this. Yeah. And then when it happens, I follow through a little bit more. Yeah.
But I've come back. I've come back a long way to go through this journey. But my son, not through this journey, but somewhere else, doing a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Our boys, yeah. It's rewarding, definitely.
Yeah. I'll go in church with this.
Okay, so
a little bit church, but I wasn't there during this process. So we get to the end of January, and again, we can't go to California funerals. We can't go because that's where they live. Can't go to Indianapolis. But I get to the end of January, and I remember the surgeon. We got it all. I got it for a year. Always thinking, okay, I can't do this thing. And mantra that whole time was my body can do great things. I never did until my body can do great things.
Your mindset is now saying this over and over in your head during this.
Yep, my body can do great things. Okay. And then when you end up that treatment and then you're done, they kind of let go and you don't go to the doctor all the time. That's actually a little bit of a scary time. Yeah. Because you're like, wait, you were with me all the time. You're here with me all the time. And now you're not here. And I, at this point, had still been menstruating until January. And then I stopped. Well, I think in 3, I of 6 issue. And it was. No, it wasn't at the same time. Chemo is leaving my body. So I can't tell if my reaction is chemo related or if my reaction is not.
You're like sweating at night, hoping to get a toxic out. Yeah.
So I'm sweating more. Like it was like 9 o'clock every day. And so I went through both of them at the same time. So I can't tell whether what I'm having post.
But you're emotional. You're still in emotions.
For months.
And menopause, you are a roller coaster train wreck, and you don't have to deal with it.
I think at some point it became like anxiety and fear, and because I was like, okay, I got through it, but now I let go of it. And now I don't know if I'm okay. So now I'm going back to I gotta eat everything really healthy. And then having these like getting rashes on my body, and I don't know what that's from. I can't make heads or tails of it. And then I think I've been I had my garment down doing something, and as I stood up, I got moved down. Oh, geez. I think that's why I ended up having neck surgery in 2023. I think it was because neck was so bad. I was actually something wrong. That's my theory.
What was your neck doing? Why was it so bad? So you have now this going on.
I have inflammation, so that was I wanted a big disc on this side. I had on this side of my I needed another surgery in February of 2023. So
this time your husband can be there.
Yeah.
We've passed the COVID times here, and so you have the support net. And how long was recovery for that?
Well, I mean, it takes roughly a year to recover fully, but to get myself back to work, I had to wear a brace for like 6 weeks. I took a week of like learning how to, because I could sell something like that for a week.
Good.
No, but I also, because I was still being in follow up for cancer every time, any sort of exam, anxiety, just because you're always hopeful, but you also, okay. So, so you're scared, but at the same time, come out of the like, so I just want this conversation, but afterwards.
You were telling yourself, did you counseling?
Yeah, yes.
So you went to.
Yes, I did go back during during that time, high anxiety, and I've had this. I'm gonna say I have a high position in the company. It's a lot of stress. Yeah, it's just that's what it is. I was responsible for a lot of people and a lot of things, and having to then go into next year, it's like I can't make decisions about my life. I need to be able to, which I don't know. And with the support of my husband, just the time was right, and I was able to do that, and that tremendously.
The less stress, the better.
Yes. Anyway, so now I just need that one more game next year, and 5 years out when I go back. But I tell everybody, that's what I say. I'm proclaiming cancer.
Your next
Scan.
Yeah. And how do you feel now going? I mean, you haven't yet, but you're still tell your body, I can do this, I can do this.
Things you learn about body too, and you appreciate because most women really tear their bodies apart, and you know, it's not. But when you are worried about the fact that you don't have your body, you start to be grateful for all things. Like I'm thankful that my legs, thankful that I still here. Like the gratitude. So the therapist really helped me practice gratitude because you go into this anxiety your state for a little bit, or at least I did.
Yes.
So being able to kind of come out of that, that would help Melanie. Melanie, I don't remember her last time. Melanie, the therapist.
Was this online because we're doing COVID times?
Yeah, just doing a video call, which was nice to. So
yeah, and have that contact and communication. Were your best friends by your side and everyone? Did anyone get scared?
It was so fascinating because people didn't expect showed up in life. This part of it. There are moments when you lay down and you just don't feel like talking to anybody, you don't feel like doing anything. And or you just feel like I can't do this. And I wanted to get a tattoo when I came up, but I just decided. Footprints in the sand, I'm like, God sent somebody to carry me. I never carried myself so many times in those months. So many times. And that was such a gift. And there are so many people who do that for me.
You just had a whole bunch of angels' blessings coming in.
And it was people that I probably wasn't super close to. Worked in my life. I had a friend from high school I probably hadn't talked to in years. She happened to cross my parents, just to live in Minnesota. And my mom, I think, shared through what I was going through. She called me. Girl, what are you doing? Go through this by yourself. You need to call me.
Yeah.
And so we chatted. That was fantastic. And people who had retired cards like every week.
Yeah.
From wherever my friend was texting me just about every. I think she missed a couple of days. Every house today. That's what she was today. Yeah. She would just let me vent things bad.
Yeah. Support is so important. Our mutual, she will ask me, and I'm sure she asks you, how can I pray for you today? Yeah. And I think that's such a huge blessing to have that support in your life. And you do have God coming back to the, like I was telling you before, God carried you, God carries people, and our faith becomes so much stronger after something like this happens. Yeah. And how long have you been at Day Sprayed in your faith base?
Say it's like maybe 2 years. My son went a little bit, he's a little longer than me, might be 2.5.
Is that why, is he the one who got you to go?
Yes, and I used to go to.
It's okay.
And then we just kind of stopped. But then, coming the bill until, for the most part, unless I
sure.
And I love God because this is like his space.
Yeah.
And he's a kid.
Yeah.
And so I love, they'll be like, oh, and that's Dylan's mom. Oh, I love Dylan. Like, I'm like, I love it too.
And you just pat yourself on the back, like, that's my boy. It's important to have great kids, did well as a mama. And how did your husband, everything?
We've been through humor.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
And so we had some humor, all of the things. And post-op, I had shot belly every day of like a something so you can like so
Yeah.
he would come home from I mean, even those couple times, never allowed to work from home. They had to work in the office. So he had to work downtown. And so he would drive to Kaiser every day and come give me a shot of belly. And first time, or the second time, I was like, noticing it was, I would like hold the skin and he would put it in. And then I was noticing like when it hurts one time, he's like, oh, and he like turned white, green. And it was hard for him to get shot in the first place, and I make a noise, and he almost passes out. And I'm laughing so hard I can't explain why. But I was learning like how to feel better when you can make that feel better every single day. So yeah, I mean, you don't need for Christmas until the only thing you want is your humans and your people you love. You don't need gifts. You want them to be here. So I mean, that's what the experience is. I just want to retire.
Travel the world.
He's gonna live to be 150. He says.
Run a mile. If you could tell listeners today that are struggling with just getting diagnosed or silently struggling, what would your advice be if they're, whether it's colon cancer or any type of cancer, what would your advice be to them?
Your body can do amazing things. And gratitude every day. Even when you want to. Write down 3 things you're grateful for at the end of the day. And it might be that you could walk today. And it might be that you woke up. It might be that the dishes are. It can be simple. It doesn't have to be alone. But stay in gratitude. And then faith, if you have faith, I highly recommend you lean on God. He will be there for you. Listen to Christian songs, and anything that will just bring you a little bit of joy and a little bit of, I guess, spiritual growth that day. Those are the things they through. And lean on people who've been through it. I say it to anybody who's diagnosed with cancer now. Here's my phone number. You can text me when it stinks. You can text me when it's great. You can text me for every exam, every scan, every result. I'm here for you.
Are you in a support group?
I was for a while. I didn't continue it, but I would honestly tell you that if you're going through cancer, get into support. Get into before.
Yeah. And is that like what media just find a group, or what did you do?
My insurance company said we have them available, and usually they have specific to cancer. There's so, I mean.
No, a lot of people don't, insurance don't know that they can give them a call and say, hey, what do you have for an outreach program, or what, so you got insurance, or the doctors told you about this?
I think my insurance started offering information. I have Providence insurance. But I also know that, like, my husband has covered Kaiser and also things.
Yeah, there's things that are available. You gotta make the call and ask.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You gotta really advocate for it. If you don't know, you ask questions. 100%. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to ask questions, and that's okay to do. I say that now going through it, I hear what people donate to cancer. You sit in an office with a bunch of people. And honestly, in an oncology office, I was probably one of the youngest people. Wow. It's really heartwarming to know our funds that go to people who are on fixing to help them pay for treatment. Because they would offer stuff like that to me. I'd be like, I don't want you take your basic our insurance. Like I mean, they would give you, but at the same time, that's where your money goes to, is to help these people. And they would ask me constantly, do you have enough money to pay for food? Do you have money to pay for this? Because they know people are spending money on their treatment to live. So that was heartwarming to see them in action and where it goes.
And do you recommend colonoscopy to people?
Oh, yes, 1,000%. Here's what I would say. Colonoscopy, prep, sure, it's not pleasant. It is 10,000 times easier than chemotherapy. 10,000.
So you recommend, could have, would have, 45 or how old?
And now my kids have to get one 10 years before. And the good news was my tumor was not too big. So it's not, they tested for to see it's going to pass down. Mine doesn't, but my kids still have it.
Yeah, because those came out of nowhere in your family.
Right. I will say, I ignored symptoms that I probably had 10 years before. So, and it'll be like, you have blood in your skin, blood in your body, and then, poop every now and then? Do you have constipation? Do you have, bloating? Do you have, and I think, well, I don't have all of those, and I don't have them all the time. You don't have to have them all the time.
Just be honest when you're marking those.
Yes.
Yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah, and you have them all the time, but there were things that I know that I definitely went, oh, it's just this, that's just that. So I just thought it's not it because I can't survive.
Yeah.
So a little bit of guilt of if I'd gone in and done something sooner.
Yeah.
And
They do.
and they don't care.
I mean, obviously they have a calling and wanting to go and do this for the rest of their life. So I will definitely, you have encouraged one person today.
I will be
hopefully
texting you and asking you when your appointment is until you make your appointment.
I will. I'm on it. I will
tell them about
That's great. I'll share. You'll be so excited. Well, thank you so much, Theresa, for being in the comeback seat and sharing your journey. I think we're going to be friends. This is my first time meeting sweet Theresa, and our mutual friend had talked so highly of you, and now I know why she loves and adores you. So we will become fast friends, and I thank you for your courage to come on here and share everything. And do you have anything else to share?
I think it was wonderful to meet you, and we're still stuck in cheers.
Yes, she does.
Thank you. Get your colonoscopy. Get your
own out. And then if you could hit the red button.